Hi, everybody. How's it going? Hope you're doing great. We are Venom. We are Venom. Here with a new hoodie that I bought today. And yeah, Venom and Batman, definitely my favorite anti hero, superheroes, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes anti heroes, but more heroes. Science fiction. The best movie of science fiction, Venom and Batman. The best science fiction movie. Mm, maybe. I think so. I think, yeah. I like the trilogy of Venom. I think it's great. Of course, Batman. But yeah. And in this YouTube video, I would like to talk about my hometown, okay, Mexico City. Even though I'm drinking wine because I'm also Italian, like I mentioned in other videos, I'm a hybrid, okay? I'm a hybrid, which means that I'm half Mexican, half Italian, all right? And yeah, I'm drinking wine because I'm Italian, but not only Italian people drink wine. But I'm not the average Mexican guy, okay? I'm not the average Mexican guy because I'm a hybrid, and that's it. Okay, so in this YouTube video in English, I would like to talk about if Mexico City is already a first world developed city, comparing Mexico City with first world developed cities like Paris or Chicago or even New York, Berlin, London, Rome, Barcelona, Shanghai, Tokyo, Sydney. Well, it's kind of tough to answer that because, yeah, I mean, Mexico as country is not a developed country. Okay, we Mexicans were not. Well, Mexico is not a developed country. We Mexicans were not a developed country. Okay, but well, where I'm from, Mexico City. I never been to Guadalajara or Monterrey, but I think Mexico City has what it needs to have, right? The requirements to be or to become a first world or developed city, all right? Yes, I'm not rich. Yes, I still live with my mother. Yes, I don't live in a rich neighborhood, but I travel in other developed countries, like in Europe, okay, in Spain, Italy, Germany, the United States. I never been to Canada. And if I compare Mexico City with some of the cities I visit, I think Mexico City is a first world developed city. Okay? But that doesn't mean that the whole Mexico is developed. Okay. Of course, there are a lot of contrasts on the social pyramid. Okay, like is in my case, I'm part of, and like I mentioned in other videos, I'm part of the lower class people, right? The poors, right? But what I can say is that if you want to identify a first world city, well, I think you need to have certain characteristics, okay, like this city has. For example, the socialism and the capitalism at this moment, all right, has been improving and has been improving, and yeah, pretty much, and offering more things or more stuff to people from the socialism and from the capitalism. Okay, so I think these two characteristics are very important for the citizens. Okay, even though if you're born here or if you decide to live here, if you're from another country or if you're just visiting, I think these two characteristics are very important. And Mexico City, okay, well, it accomplished, okay, it has both, right? And even though, like I said, there is a lot of contrast between social, you know, social classes, even though there is a lot of contrast, but still, Mexico City has a lot to offer. If we look at the socialist side, well, the public transportation, which is part of the government, well, it works great. Okay, the Metrobus works great. The metro works great. The public bike stations work great, which is called Ecobici. Okay, a lot of people from other countries are not going to let me lie about Ecobici. The trolleybus, which are electronic buses, work amazing. And yeah, I mean, we have to start with that pretty much, all right? With the public transportation, I think Mexico City has great public transportation, okay? It goes, well, very good, runs really well by the government, and sometimes with certain type of partnership with private companies, but I think that's one of the greatest things of this city. The public transportation works amazing, runs amazing. Okay, if you already took the Metrobus or the metro or the trolleybus or the Ecobici, you're not gonna let me lie. It runs smooth, good, efficient, and low cost. And another characteristic, well, the government is providing to the lower class people support, but not just for the people of Mexico City, also for other regions, okay, or other major cities like Guadalajara or Monterrey. But because all the government is located here in Mexico City, well, that's why it's the capital, right? But I want to visit someday Guadalajara and Monterrey, by the way, to try you know, if they have some type of eco-bici over there and to see the metro and so on. But here it runs really well, even though sometimes gets a little bit busy. But from my own experience, what I can tell you is that it works and runs really well, okay, at low cost. And like I said, well, the government is providing with some social help, little help maybe, for those citizens who are in need, which is the majority of Mexico because we are not a developed country. But Mexico City, it is a developed city, all right? Also, there are a lot of libraries, okay? The library system works really good. Public universities, okay, and private, but well, I'm focusing right now on the socialist, governmental assistance, right? And I think it's great. And there are a lot of cops. I never had an issue. I never had a theft, violence. I never see violence. In general, I think I see the cops working very good. I never had any type of abuse of authority, okay, and I never been arrested here in Mexico City. And of course, because I don't drink on the streets. Yeah, by the way, if you come here, don't drink on the streets because yeah, you can get arrested. I don't drink on the streets. Some people do, but you can get arrested. Okay. And yeah, I mean, in general, there are public universities, parks, a lot of parks. A lot of parks are very well treated, okay, very clean as well. The city in general is very clean, okay. You see all the time people sweeping the streets from the government, the barrenderos, which deserve all my respect, okay, and the trash department as well. It's a very clean city in general, okay. The streets are very clean, okay, and has been improving on the past 10 years, and so on. I can mention more things, but there are some museums, public universities, and if we look at the capitalist side as well, I think you can consider Mexico City a world-class city, okay, a developed city, because the capitalism works very well here, okay? There are a lot of malls, okay? Great malls. There is a lot of competition on free market, okay? When we talk about supermarkets, okay? With great supermarkets, good-looking supermarkets with Walmart, Chedraui, La Comer, Soriana, Sam's Club, Costco, all right? Pretty much these ones are the ones. Very world-class, great, big supermarkets, and sometimes small supermarkets. Bodega Aurrera, by the way, which is like the low-cost supermarket. There's a lot of business going on. And if we talk about capitalism, I think works very well here. There is a lot of variety. Okay, you can find all type of things. Okay, from top design clothing and Ferraris, Lamborghinis to Fayuca. To Fayuca in Tepito. It's like an area where you can find cheap stuff like this, headphones and so on, or watches or clothing. Tepito, street market, but also there are very good malls. All right, we have like 6-7 great malls. All right, in the north and the south of the city. All right, and yeah, I think capitalism works very well as well. There are some private universities, and yeah, maybe we don't have too many skyscrapers, but yeah, I mean there are some skyscrapers, very nice neighborhoods, a lot of big houses. Of course, there's poverty. Like I said, there are there is contrast in the city, but as well a lot of big houses, especially on downtown and in certain areas, huge houses, mansion areas, and of course poor areas. You know, projects like I live in a project. It's called A Unidad. You know, made by the government, like apartments made built by the government. You find some of that as well. So yeah, I mean, in general, I think yeah, I mean, it's a developed city, right? Even though if Mexico is not a developed, okay, Mexico, when you get out of the city, it's like an oasis, okay. You see how Mexico is really third world, or in certain parts of the city as well, right? You know, in certain parts, or when you see the contrast, the social contrast as well, you can see, you know, that is kind of third world, but in general, the city, Mexico City, is a first world. Okay, it's a first world. Even though with all the contrast, it's a first world. Okay, also, yeah, gender equality, I think, is very good as well. Gender equality, and yeah, I mean, it's not because I'm from here. Actually, I'm maybe planning to move into another city, but uh, what I can say is that even though Mexico is not first world, it's not a developed country, Mexico City it is, because from the socialist political side is working very well, and the capitalist side as well is working very well. All right, you can find a job. If you can find a great job if you have a degree on the capitalist side or on the political side or the government. I mean, you can get a good job if you have a degree. And yeah, maybe the rents are a little bit high, but if you look good and if you search good, you can make it. Okay, which is probably my case. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm maybe moving, but well, at this point, well, all I can say is that this city is a first world city. All right, it's a first world city, a developed city. All right, because pretty much everything works great. Okay, works fine. Okay, and yeah, pretty much this is how it is. Try to don't go to the doctor. I mean, even though there are public hospitals and private, you need to go to the doctor. I know everybody needs, but yeah, sometimes, well, the medical side, especially on the government assistance, maybe it's not the best, okay, but well, it has social assistance, okay, and the private, of course, if you have the money to pay for a surgery or medical assistance, well, of course, you have great private hospitals. But if you're using the social security, well, you just need to be patient, and you will get as well the medical assistance, right? Maybe that's the point that it can be improved, the medical side, okay? But besides the medical side, I think Mexico City is a first world developed city, right? Even though there's a lot of traffic jam and a little bit of overpopulated, okay, but still, because all these services that offer, if you compare it with other cities, Mexico City is a first world developed city, okay. But anyway, what do you think about it? Do you agree? You don't agree? Let me know. All right. All right, all the best. I'm gonna keep drinking my wine, and have a good one. Greetings to you too.